My family wants to take my house and give it to my sister. I never thought something like this could happen in my family. We were always so close, always supportive of each other's dreams and goals. But now, it seems like everything we used to stand for is slowly fading away, and I am left with a sense of betrayal and resentment towards my own family. It all started when my sister, Elizabeth, got married to a wealthy businessman. She was always the favorite child, the one who could do no wrong in our parents' eyes. And now, with her new husband's riches, it seems like their love and attention towards her has intensified tenfold. I always had a good relationship with my sister, or so I thought. We were only a year apart in age, and growing up, we did everything together. I was even her maid of honor at her lavish wedding. But as soon as she moved into her husband's mansion, I felt like she changed. She became distant, only visiting us on special occasions and never bothering to drive down to our childhood home. At first, I didn't think much of it. After all, she was starting a new life with her husband, and I was busy building my career as a successful lawyer. But then, things took a turn for the worse. My parents, who were always humble and content with what they had, suddenly started to talk about wanting a bigger and more luxurious house. They were envious of my sister's lifestyle and wanted to keep up with her, even if it meant sacrificing our beloved family home. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. This house held so many memories for us. It was where we grew up, where we laughed and fought, where we spent countless holidays with our extended family. How could they even consider giving it away? I tried talking to my parents, explaining to them the sentimental value this house held for us. But they were adamant. They wanted to sell our old house and buy a new one in a fancy neighborhood, closer to my sister's mansion. I felt torn between my family and my principles. My sister had always been the golden child, and she never let me forget it. She would flaunt her designer clothes and expensive jewelry in front of me whenever I visited her. And now, it seemed like her greed was affecting our parents as well. I couldn't let this happen. I couldn't lose the only home I've ever known. So, I decided to take matters into my own hands. I put my career on hold and poured all my energy into saving our family home. I researched the best real estate agents and convinced my parents to let me handle the sale of our house. It wasn't easy, but I managed to sell our house for a considerable amount of money. However, my parents were still fixated on buying a new luxurious home. They had their hearts set on a mansion in the same neighborhood as my sister's. I was baffled. How could they prioritize material possessions over the memories and love we shared in our old home? I refused to let them make a hasty decision, so I convinced them to let me look for a house myself. I wanted to show them that we could find a beautiful and affordable home away from my sister's influence. After weeks of searching, I finally found the perfect home for us. It was a charming house with a large garden, perfect for my parents to tend to their beloved flowers. It was also located in a quiet and friendly neighborhood, far from my sister's extravagant lifestyle. I was ecstatic. Everything was falling into place. But my joy was short-lived when I received a call from my parents, informing me that they had bought the mansion my sister wanted. I couldn't believe it. They had gone behind my back and made such a significant decision without even consulting me. I confronted them, and they simply shrugged it off, saying that since they were moving anyway, they might as well go big. I was furious. They were willing to throw away our family home and all the memories attached to it, just to keep up with my sister's luxurious lifestyle. But my anger quickly turned into heartbreak when my parents dropped a bombshell on me. They were giving the new house to my sister as a wedding present. They had chosen her happiness and desires over the love and bond we shared as a family. I felt utterly betrayed. My own family was turning their backs on me, the one who had fought so hard to save our home. I knew I couldn't change their minds, so I packed my bags and moved out. I couldn't bear to be in the same house and see my sister living my childhood dream. As I settled into my new apartment, I couldn't help but feel lost and alone. My family was slowly drifting apart, and I couldn't do anything about it. I was angry at them for choosing my sister over me, but I also couldn't bring myself to hate her. However, all my emotions changed when I received a call from my old neighbor, Mrs. Jenkins. She informed me that my sister's marriage was on the rocks and she was divorcing her husband. Apparently, he had been cheating on her and had racked up a significant amount of debt. I was shocked. My sister's perfect life was falling apart and she had no one to turn to. I didn't know whether to feel sorry for her or to be secretly relieved that karma had caught up to her. A few days later, my sister called me, begging for my help. She had nowhere to go, and her husband was cutting her off financially. She apologized for the way she had treated me and confessed that she had been envious of my bond with our parents. I didn't know what to say or do. Part of me wanted to help her, but another part wanted her to experience the consequences of her actions. In the end, I decided to let my sister stay with me for a while. As we spent more time together, trying to mend our broken relationship, I realized that she was genuinely remorseful for her actions. She had been so consumed with material possessions that she had lost sight of what was truly important: family. It took a few months, but my sister and I slowly rebuilt our relationship. As for my parents, they eventually realized the mistake they had made and apologized to me. They admitted that they had been blinded by my sister's wealth and, in turn, had disregarded the love and bond we shared as a family. It took a lot of time and effort, but in the end, we all learned a valuable lesson. Material possessions may come and go, but family will always be there. A house is just a building, but the love and memories shared within its walls are what truly make it a home. And I was grateful to have my family back, stronger and closer than ever before.